be out here on my private jet. No, I'm just kidding.
Happiness is a trap, and I'm going to explain in a sec what I mean by this, why you should avoid it at all costs, and instead chase after purpose instead. At the end of the video, I'm going to explain how I found mine and how you can find yours too. So, $50,000 is how much I wanted to make as an adult after high school. The thing is, I always told myself that all I ever wanted to do was to have an apartment in New York City while working a normal 9-to-5 office desk job. And all I would want to do on the weekends, if you were to ask me, would be to just hang out with my girlfriend or just compete in handball tournaments. 4 years later, you fast forward to when I was 22, I finished working my dream. I've accomplished it. You know, I worked my first 9-to-5 job in the home care industry, and I was making $1,000 a week after taxes. And then on the weekends, I managed to do what I wanted to do. I hung out with my girlfriend, and I played in tournaments. So that's cool, right? Only took me about 4 years. I went from making $300 a week as a broke college student to then making $1,000 a week as a 22-year-old working a 9-to-5 desk job. So for me, I achieved my dreams that I said I wanted to do when I was 18. So you think that anyone achieving it would be fucking ecstatic and excited and that it would be the end of everything. But the truth is that 5 months into my 9-to-5, I felt so fucking empty. It wasn't even just about the 9-to-5. It was just my life as a whole, you know? So, truth be told, I actually wanted to quit. I was speaking to my coworker about this at the time that I wanted to leave and go do something else, but I just didn't know what it was. And the one thing that I couldn't help but feel was that I was missing something in my life, you know? And I got into this weird season of like depression, but I wasn't sad or suicidal. I just felt very empty, dry, and it just felt like I felt like nothingness. That's how I would describe it. So for me, I ended up learning the hard way that this whole thing that we call happiness, that so many people chase after, it's literally just a trap. And as corny as it sounds, the days that I spent in college before my graduation were some of the best and fun times that I had. Like for example, I would test the limits of my procrastination with my essays and my projects, and my personal record is completing a 20-page final essay within 8 hours, because that's when it was due. So literally like the night before, I spent 8 hours working a 20-page essay and I got an A-. Now keep in mind, this is before ChatGPT even existed. And this is for my ethology class. So honestly, bro, I'm not here to brag, but today's college students got nothing on me when it comes to clutching paperwork. But anyways, I go to school and then on my breaks, I hang out with my best friend or I chill with some of my other classmates. So I actually went to Hunter College. So I had the chance to explore the Upper East Side of Manhattan and some of the amazing views. And sometimes I'd be a bad boy, so don't tell my mom, but I would cut class and then I would take the train from school back down to Chinatown just to play handball with my best friend, and then we'd enjoy the Chinese food right after we finished playing. And dude, these are the times I enjoyed so fucking much, you know? But for some reason, the moment I graduated and I got that chill office job and I got the wage that I wanted, it just all died down. And then now I understand why people say that the journey there is more rewarding than the destination itself. If you fast forward to today, now that I'm 26 years old, I understand the value and importance of having a purpose. When we set ourselves up to having a purpose, we're on this never-ending path that, has no destination. So that means that no matter how much work you do or how much time you spend on it, you'll never reach anything, but you reap all the rewards of the path that you're on. So I'll give you an example. If your goal is to make 10K per month through your own business, right? And your business is aligned with your purpose, guess what happens? Now you have an actual solid drive to continue working. And by you continuing to work, as a byproduct of you doing so, you will eventually hit your goal of making 10K per month, right? However, if you're running a purposeless business and you're doing it solely just for the money, it's only going to be a matter of time until you feel misaligned and you're more prone to quitting, maybe even feeling burnt out. And then you end up making mistakes to the point where it just becomes unsustainable. At least this is my opinion that I feel, because number one, I felt it personally with my own business. And at the same time, my other friends that are also doing this, they felt the same way. As for the other rewards of finding your purpose, you get something that we call fulfillment. And it's really an amazing feeling. But as cringe as it sounds, you feel all warm and fuzzy inside. And I can't describe it into words, but it just feels good, you know? As for me, what's my purpose in entrepreneurship? I personally want to make the world into a brighter and a better place. And I know it sounds cheesy as fuck, but that's my purpose, okay? And I want to do my part in the world by supporting as many other entrepreneurs as possible by allowing them to share their gifts with the world through my expertise in identity shifting. You see, every time I help one of my students out and I either help them achieve a breakthrough in their business or something like that, I get so happy and ecstatic knowing that I'm doing progress. I'm making progress on my never ending journey of making the world into a better place while helping them, right? And if you really want to get excited about the work that you do, start looking at the second and third order consequences. This is basically you looking at the long term effects of the actions that you've just done and seeing how it affects the world around you. Another example that would be like me helping a fitness coach gain the confidence in his business so that he can keep doing what he's doing. He's sharing his gift with the world while helping people lose weight, just as an example. Now, through his business, he helps a client with weight loss. And now that the client lost weight, he now feels more confident in himself. He's able to present himself in public. He's able to share what he's learned with the rest of his friends and family. So what we're doing, not even just through fitness coaching or what I'm doing, but what you're doing through your own business is you don't realize how much people you're actually helping. And what ends up happening is we're spreading this pure, never ending wave of just pure positivity. And that's what I love about my work as an identity shifting coach. But while we're on the topic of finding purpose, I want to show you how I found mine and how it'll benefit you. Because the moment you find your purpose in the work that you do as an entrepreneur, I'm telling you, it just becomes so fucking easy for you to start hitting milestones left and right, so on and so forth. So in the next 60 seconds, I'm going to share with you an older video that I recorded on how I found my own purpose in entrepreneurship. And it's the same process that I guided my students on. And I know that because it helped them, that it'll definitely help you. So before I play this step-by-step video, there's actually something that I want to say to you guys. And I don't know if you need to hear this, but I just want to let you know that, dude, I believe in you and you're headed down the right direction. Keep fighting, keep learning, and keep going. And most important of all, I'm proud of you. So in any case, enjoy the next bits of this video and let me know what your purpose is in entrepreneurship after you finish watching. Okay? Talk to you guys in the next video and peace.
Purpose can be defined as your personal success. That is something that is never ending. It's something that you will constantly be going after, right? So in one way, shape, form, or another, it can be defined as being the best version of yourself. There is no end goal to that. And maybe it can even mean success. And everyone has their own version of what success really means or what it looks like to them. So I did this exercise with my best friend, and this is something that I recommend you guys to do as well with your accountability partners or with someone. And this is how it went down. It was my best friend and I, and he asked me this question. So, why do you want to be successful? Or why is success so important to you? And I told him, I said, well, I want to be successful because it'll give me the power to change the world, make it into a brighter place, and make it so that all this negative energy that we have in the world today, we can somehow change it into a positive light, into a positive energy, and make the world into a brighter place so that we can all live life in peace and in happiness. So, sounds good, right? But that's just the first layer, or the most external reasoning for why I want to be successful. So he then asked me, he said, well, why is that so important for you to make the world into a better place? And I said, well, because I look around myself and I've traveled to different countries and I can see that some people aren't really as happy as they should be. And everyone has their own different reasonings for why they're not happy or why something is not enough. And I want to be the one to change that. I want to have the power to do that so that everyone else can be happy too, right? Not just me. I want everyone else to be happy as well. And then he said, okay, that's good. But why is it important for you to make these other people happy? And I said, well, if I have the ability to make someone happy, if I can make one person happy, and I teach him how to do that, and I provide him value, then he himself can do the same thing for the other people around him, around his community, his friends, and his family. And in return, it'll just be this contagious happiness, this smile that will be passed down to as many people as possible. And this is truly something that I believe is amazing and beneficial for the world. And so my best friend asked me again, why? Why do you want to do this? Why is that so important for you to change the life of one person? So keep in mind that that was just the third layer that we just uncovered. And now we're moving on to the fourth. So the question is, why is it so important for you, Alan, to make the other make one other person happy so that he can spread it to the other people around him. And when you get to this fourth level, this is when it starts to come a little deeper from within, you know? So when he asked me this, I told him, I want to have the ability to make at least one other person happy. Because I had a rough childhood with my parents, with my family, and I didn't grow up in the best neighborhood ever. And it's tough. I remember there being a park close to my old home, and I would really want to go to that park, and I want my parents to take me there, but they would always tell me no because the area that we live in it's dangerous. Sometimes we'd hear gunshots in the back, we hear ambulances, police around the area, so I couldn't really go there. And it was just all out of my own safety. So for me, my definition of being happy was being able to live as a kid, right? Doing the things that a kid would want to do. But I couldn't do that because the whole neighborhood. And why is a neighborhood like that? Well, I truly just believe because everyone in that neighborhood, everyone is all going through their own sadnesses, their own hardships, and maybe they're unhappy deep down. And because of that, I feel like maybe I couldn't be happy myself, or maybe I was able to, but from what I can remember from my childhood, it wasn't really the best, you know, not to be ungrateful or anything. But yeah, for me, it's all about spreading this happiness to other people, teaching them to be happy. Yeah. Then my best friend, he says, okay, and why is that important to you? For you to be able to spread this happiness, not just from yourself, but to the other people. And at this time, I'm here thinking that, okay, well, why did I bring up my childhood? Why is it important for me to do this for other people? And I think this comes from something very internal. Because I wish that I had someone back then to help me out, to make me happy, to guide me down the right path, to hold my hand, to show me the way. Because I didn't have the best of parents, and I don't want to get too deep or personal into it. And I am thankful for them, you know, even if it wasn't, you know, the best, I am still thankful for it. But that's pretty much it. I just really wanted to have someone out there to really guide me, to at least be my friend, if anything, or just be an older brother, be some sort of a family member, you know, to help me become the best me possible. That I would be able to become that person, you know, to be able to make the other people around me proud, so that I can make them happy. And in turn, I became a people pleaser, and that used to be one of my problems. And my best friend asked me again. He says, "Well, why is that important for you?" Keep in mind that we are now at the 6th layer. So he asked me again, "Why is it so important for you to have someone to guide you to do that?" And this is when I finally understood what my mission was and what my purpose was. My goal here is to help the younger version of myself, to help other people that are in my place, to help other people that feel lost, that feel as though they're not good enough, that feel as though no one understands them, to help guide them into becoming the best possible versions of themselves, so that they can in turn teach the other people around them, and in turn, this will make the world into a better place. So my mission here is extremely clear. It's to bring out the best versions in other people, so that this world can become a greater and a brighter place. And that is the 7th level of why. So for you guys now, when you guys are going through this 7 levels of why, I want you guys to go through this worksheet, go through with your accountability partner, and test each other, ask each other why. Why? The deeper you go, the more it'll come from the heart, and the more meaningful it'll come, and the more clear and clarity you'll have on your vision and on your purpose.